Think about that. Two All-Americans on that offensive line, right? And so, he's a guy. And centers don't typically go early in the draft. You get those guys, when you need them. But he's a versatile enough guy. Maybe he could plug in that guard if need be. But he's going to play in the league for a long time because he's smart and he's tough and he can help make calls. And next to the quarterback, that center better be pretty sharp with protections and scheme and all that kind of thing. And he's that.
Had another guy who had a great week at the Senior Bowl. Every time you turn around, he's somewhat was the mauler, getting in a fight, just getting the shot in on the defenders. So he helped himself at the Senior Bowl, comes with a lot of experience, and like what every team is looking for that you mentioned is the versatility. Center guard combo, he could be potentially a plug-and-play player, probably a mid-rounder.
I love that with the wrestling background because what do wrestlers know? A couple of things. Number one, they know how to fight and compete. Number two, there's zero quit in a wrestler. Okay, anyone is a good one, and obviously Jack was. And last but not least, leverage. And to be able to play in this league, no matter what your size, low man wins when it's big man on big man, and that helps out a lot. So he's a guy that when I look at him, I often think of Corey Linsley over at Ohio State. And I know for Michigan State, don't bring Ohio State. But Corey Linsley was like a 6th, 7th round kid that I liked a lot coming out. Maybe didn't hit every measurable you wanted. He's only been starting since he was a rookie with Green Bay. I think Jack Allen's got a chance to be a good player.
Big guy that can move. Again, here's a guy, when you look at Lawrence Thomas, he impressed everybody down at the Senior Bowl because why? That background that you mentioned. A big guy who's an athlete. Again, a lot of teams, and I'll bring up Seattle again, they've used guys like this and put them at different positions. They've taken defensive linemen and put them as offensive guards. They've taken defensive linemen, placed them at fullback. They have an old tight end in Gilliam who's now a tackle out there in Seattle. So they want the athletes, and they kind of project them into different positions. But I think Thomas now has found a home on the defensive side of the ball because he's a big man. Not only can he stop the run, but he has the ability to put a little pass rush on the quarterback as well because he's such a versatile athlete.
And you know that he's moved around positions. So for him to get solidified in a spot and finally get some time, was it tight end, some fullback for a while, that athleticism that you just spoke about, let him continue to get settled in, playing the defensive front. He may not wow you with numbers. I don't think that he's going to be a guy that's all of a sudden going to be a double-digit sack guy in the NFL. But I think he's got enough strength and ability to hold the point of attack and make a few plays running up and down the line of scrimmage. People will be intrigued by him a little bit.
I think he's just a tough guy. Again, he's a guy that's going to, never takes a play off. He works hard to the quarterback every single play or tracking down ball carriers, and he's just a worker bee. And 90% of NFL locker rooms are made up of the worker bees. I was a worker bee in the NFL. Granted, I played quarterback, but it was a struggle to make the roster sometimes every year, and you stick for a long time in the NFL, and that could be Joel Heath.
Not a surprise. I mean, this is a program that I remember when I was playing Tennessee, our head coach Johnny Midge used to talk about guys who wanted to leave all the time. He used to say, guys, those who stay will play. Joel Heath persevered. You talk about the injuries, getting through things, but that toughness, that part of being a Spartan, that toughness that Coach D'Antonio puts into the program, preaches, and now the kids do it themselves. That's what we saw this last year, allowed them to put together a very nice season.